In this day of age, thanks to technology, we have nearly infinite things we can spend our time on. So an anime is competing with not only other series, but books, TV shows, and movies. This means that you need a strong start in order to get people to give your series a chance. So it was no surprise when Studio Lark decided to stuff Season 1 of Radiant with as much fillers as possible that the majority of the viewers dropped it. The reasoning for them doing this was so that they could have 21 episodes, but it led to a horribly paced start. The first 5 episodes only adapt the first volume of the manga, and episodes 6 through 10 are pure filler. By the time the show starts to show its strengths during the Rumble Town arc, the majority of the potential viewers have already dropped the show. Season 2, which was an improvement as the filler episodes were for the most part gone, and the pacing was improved, but it didn't matter as everyone already dropped the show. First impressions are extremely important in anime like in most things. An example of this is SAO, which has been basically carried by its first 12 episodes, despite the rest of the season ranging from horrible to decent. The anime was made for kids. The show itself aired on NHK, a Japanese educational channel for kids. While this isn't a death sentence as an anime like Pokemon, which is aimed for kids, has had lots of success, the problem for Radiant is the source material isn't for kids. It is a shounen manga made for a teenager. This conflict between the anime and manga caused a lot of problems. The first thing it did was it turned away the people who would enjoy the series as the anime, especially the fillers at the start, gave the impression that it's for little kids. It also stopped them from reading the manga as an alternative since the anime gives little indication that the manga has a different tone. The final thing it did was it forced Studio Lark to trim scenes and tweak the character personalities and their designs to make them more family friendly, and that turned off a lot of the manga readers who are still watching it. To put it simply, it is not that good. Most fights involve a series of static images where the start and the result of the action are shown, but not the movement leading up to it. This leads to most of the fights appearing stiff. When you compare it to the level of detail other shonen such as My Hero Academia have, it's really disappointing. To give Studio Lark some credit, the final clash between Santori and Seth along with Hamline's final scene are beautifully done. The OST that was added to the background of both, especially in Hamline's final scene, made them both memorable and beautiful, but sadly this is not a consistent thing. It's very clear that this show is lacking the budget to give the action scenes the quality it needs to keep up with other shonen, but unless Lark believes that upping the animation will boost the manga sales, I doubt it'll change. Let me wrap up this video with some closing thoughts. Do I think Radiant will ever be mainstream? No. Its poor start combined with being a seasonal anime means that the ship has sailed. I would also recommend for you to check out the manga as in my opinion, it is the best way to view the story.